What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bet Win Repeat Show. I am your host with the mostest, and I'm also freezing my bejesus off. It's cold in Vegas, man. It's only like 60 degrees. I could die. I got long socks on. I'm just saying. I had to make a coffee. Not a big coffee drinker, but it does warm me up. It's too hot right now. My lips are sensitive. Today on the show, we have Jesse Schul joining us. Man amongst the people. He's the man on the street there, Jesse Poole, the man on the beach. Let's call him that. And Terry Edelman should be joining us as well a little bit later on in the show. So I got the Canadian connection, as I like to call these two. But before I do that, I got to give you guys a quick little contest update. Let me bring that in real quick. Contest update for you all. If you're in the Bet Win Repeat weekly contest, here's where you are. Paula Thatcher, David Tokarski, Daniel Alexander, David Allen, Tim T-Time Pierce, Eddie E. Lance, and Anthony Salvato. The 7 of you are still competing for $100. The weekly contest starts every week on Monday. It's minus 130 or less on the juice. And then screenshot with your pick. You put it on the Facebook page. You do that. And then you just go until you lose. Last person standing, basically. Last man standing kind of thing. This is where you join the Picks and Parlay contest page, facebook.com/groups/Picks and Parlay contest. You go over there, you'll see at the featured top section, tells you right where the weekly, monthly, whatever contest you want to get into, that's what we're into. So don't forget, like, subscribe, ring that bell for notification as always. The Picks and Parlay channel is here 24/7. And the Bet Win Repeat Show is on Monday through Friday. It's at 1 o'clock Eastern. So there is that. Don't have no parlay party today. Don't forget to check out Hannah Mears' Beers with Mears. She premiered that latest show at midnight last night, or today it dropped. And she's got the Green Bay Packers QB2 coach, not coach, QB2 on there. He went to Penn State. God, I can't remember his name, but he's on there. Definitely a good watch, so don't forget to drop that. Let's bring in our first guest here, Jesse Schul. Talk a little sports, my man. What's happening, Iceman?
It might be cold where you're at, but it ain't cold where I'm at. Let me tell you.
Man, I woke up this morning. I get up same time, 6:30 every morning. Get up, got to get the kids up. Whatever, ready for school. We're leaving like 7:20, right on the dot. I go outside. I'm like shorts and a tank top. I'm like, holy shit, did I wake up? Did I go to sleep in Vegas, wake up in Detroit? So cold. Went back in and put a hoodie on, long socks, slippers, coffee. It's like December all over again. I tell the kids, I'm like, jeans and a hoodie today. Jeans and a hoodie. It's only gonna be like 66 or something today in Vegas. It's ridiculous weather here. What's going on with you, my man? How's things happening?
Oh, I was riding high all year, all month. Got humbled the last couple of days. It's good for you, Every once in a while, you get a little bit too cocky, and sometimes you need to get humbled. So, tossed up a couple back-to-back offers, and here I am, humbled, but ready to start the next streak.
I like it. I don't hate that. Listen, I agree. Sometimes it's nice to just get reminded that you can lose, because I had a nice little streak over the weekend, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then Sunday, I screwed around, and I didn't really do much on Sunday. And then ever since then, I've been trying to catch that momentum again, and I haven't. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you win too many games in a row, it just starts to feel like, oh, this is easy. We're just gonna win every game we bet on, and the reality is, we're only really hoping to hit 55 to 60%. So when you go on a run of 80, 90% for a week, there's got to be some, the book's got to get theirs on the other side.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's got to even out.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how I felt yesterday. Like, I was like, man, I give out like 3 picks. I'm like, if you just would have faded me, you'd have went 3-0. Because I went 0-3. And I'm like, I was like, Jesus Christ, Lenny. And I was like, I do think that sometimes you get on a streak and you get to be, as a capper, you get I don't want to say lazy. I don't want to put everybody in a bubble, whatever, in a whatever. I get lazy handicapping sometimes where I'm like, wow, you've been on such a hot streak. You're just looking at it, you're like, that's a winner. That's a winner. Boom, moving on. And now I'm like, oh shit. Now it's back to the basics, Got to write everything out for me. It's like third grade all over again. Scratch pad, multiple pencils because I can't use a pen because I have to be able to erase stuff. I'm weird like that, but what else you like today? What you got going on today? We got some NBA. We got 2 game 3s. We got an NHL. We got 2 game 2s in the NHL, and obviously we have baseball. Let's start in NBA. Are the Lakers legit?
Yeah, I mean they're legit, but I don't like their chances in a game 2 where Golden State's coming off that loss in game 1 and they have to win it. But I would look toward the total. I think the total is quite interesting. Of course, what was it, 228.5 in game 1, and it's sitting at 228. Or no, sorry, it's sitting at 227. And they fouled Dennis Schroeder with 2 seconds left. If he makes 1 of 2, underbettors still hit their ticket. He makes 2 of 2. They lose by a half point. So the total is basically still hovering in that neighborhood.
Right.
I like the under for the first half. It's a bigger number. It's 116.5. If you remember, Golden State lost game 1 against Sacramento. They came out in the next game, in the game 2. They lost that game, but they only allowed 17 points in the first quarter in Sacramento to the Kings. That game 2 went under for the game and for the first half, but I do like the first half under 116.5.
Well, I think the Lakers, if you see Jordan Poole with the ball, you just let him shoot. Right now, if he's outside the 3-point line, let that man shoot. Ain't nobody scared of him. So I kind of look for the Lakers or the Warriors, I should say, to bounce back here with this one, but I'm not betting the NBA. I'm not in this series. I'm more involved in the Nuggets, Sun, and the Celtics 76ers series, which play tomorrow. Those are Friday night matchups. But for this one, man, I don't know. The NBA seems – I don't want to be that guy that's reading into the scripts and the conspiracy theories and all that, but it's building up to be a Celtics-Lakers finale. And you're going to go old school on them for LeBron to maybe exit out or like bring the LA a title and be like he needs to bring LA a title to be considered, in my opinion, or to be talked about.
We definitely know that the league has its favorites and prefers certain teams advance. And I mean, it's been documented. It has happened. And that brings me to the MVP. Embiid just won his MVP, and the MVP takes. There were some great takes out there. I'm not a Colin Cowherd fan at all, but he delivered a take about how what did he say? The vote for Embiid wasn't really for Embiid; it was against Jokic. They just didn't want Jokic to win 3 in a row. Jordan didn't win 3 in a row. Kobe didn't win 3 in a row. LeBron hasn't won 3 in a row. So no matter how good Jokic was this year, they're just not going to give it to him.
They didn't want to give it to him because they didn't want that, as opposed to and Embiid was next in line.
And he doesn't have that. He's not really a marketable star. He's not really out there on Instagram, and he's not cool. He doesn't have the cool factor, and that cost him, I think. And
I agree. I don't think he's marketable. And I think that's just what it is. I don't think you saw this on Twitter last night. I posted something. I'm like, this is your MVP. And I get it. Somebody commented that, well, everybody's flopping nowadays kind of thing, and it wasn't like so embellished of a flop. Like that or anything, but it was a flop. And I'm like,
well, the bottom line is his team's got a better record when he sits than they do when he plays.
You tweeted that last night too, and I was
like,
like, come on, man.
There's no question in my mind that Jokic is more valuable. If MVP means most valuable player, Jokic is more valuable to the Nuggets than Embiid is, and the Nuggets were a first place team as well. So
It's not that like it's the the most marketable player, or it's the most valuable player, and I don't think I don't think Embiid. I mean, not a hater of Embiid. I think he's good and all that. I think he's runner up to Jokic. I mean, if Jokic is not in the league for whatever reason, Embiid wins MVP. You could make a case for that, sure. But I think if that's the situation, you could make a case for a lot of people to be the most valuable player for their team. But Jokic is night and day, I think. And he just, he's just a
nothing flashy. He just gets it done.
Right. It ain't pretty.
But there's a lot of value in just getting it done. You know what I mean? Like that makes you pretty valuable.
I'll tell you what, if they win the championship this year and he hosts, a trophy or whatever, I mean, in a perfect world, and he actually
finals MVP,
right? And he gets finals MVP, and he holds that trophy up, and he says to the camera, "This one's better." And I oh my God, that would make him the greatest player in the world if that was because I want him to talk shit. I do. I want him to talk shit, and he doesn't talk shit. But yeah, I agree with that. Let's move on to some hockey. And what do you feel about tonight's series? And then I'm going to get your opinion on that. Now I'm going to bring Terry Edelman in to get his opinion on that as well. And then the three of us can talk some baseball. But what's your opinion, real quick, on NHL tonight? We got 2 game 2s: Florida, Toronto, Kraken, Stars. Go.
Well, I mean, both home favorites lost game 1 at home. Now they're coming back for game 2. It's a must-win game. Their backs are against the wall, and everybody wants to bet on home favorites in this position, and that's not lost by the bookmakers. And for me, the price is just too high. The price is just too high. I like the Leafs better than I like the Stars. So I mean, do I think the Leafs are going to win? I do. I'm not prepared to pay $1.85, $1.90 to back the Leafs here, though. Right. And the Stars, I said before the playoffs started, if you looked at the Western Conference standings and you looked at where Dallas was in the standings and how they got home ice advantage in the first round and in the second round, it was because they had an awful lot of overtime losses. And of course, in the regular season, you get 1 point for an overtime loss. You know what you get for losing an overtime in the playoffs, Lenny?
Not a damn. You maybe get a go back and way out like a paper.
You get sent home with your tail between your legs. So,
exactly.
So if you got here based on overtime losses, that might not bode well for you in the postseason. I would lean toward Kraken puck line rather than Dallas.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
And there's probably a way to bet the Leafs. I mean, if you could get them first period, or
I like it in regulation.
In regulation, I mean, but we don't have that option. We don't have that option on a lot of the sites. So the straight up money line's a little bit too pricey for me. But yeah, regulation bet, I could get behind that.
I do like the Kraken tonight. Let's bring Terry Edelman in. He seems to be the man on the ice. Terry Edelman, how are you, my friend?
Not too bad. Can't
Terry,
complain.
A little bit more excitement to be on the show with Jesse, the Iceman's on the beach. I'm freezing in Vegas. Let's pump that adrenaline up, Terry.
Yes. Everything is going great, Lenny. Great.
Yes.
So happy to be here.
I know you like the Kraken. And I'll let you talk about that first, but talk to me a little bit about the Florida Panthers Leafs. I know you were backstage. You heard Jesse's breakdown of that and how I feel. I'm on the Leafs in regulation. I got it at -118 on Barstool. But, shop your lines. It's available everywhere like that. What do you feel about the Leafs? How do you feel about the Leafs game?
That's a tough game for me. Florida is not a team that I'm going to be underestimating anymore. I think I may have underestimated this Florida Panthers team, and I don't want to fade them here against the Leafs.
No,
but this should be a spot where the Leafs players come to play.
Yeah,
and if they all come to play, this team is far better than Florida. But you just need 100% from everybody. And that's
right. I don't know.
basically what you need to see.
You think they got to play like the perfect game?
Not like
To
a
be
perfect
fair?
game, but they have to play better than they did in game one,
Right.
which is for sure. In that game, though, there's one player I'm looking at for Toronto, Morgan Riley. He has a point in 6 straight games in his last 6, minus 138 to get a point. So
Who is it?
it's
Logan
just
Ryan?
past my cutoff of minus 135. For player props, I really like it around minus 110. So I'd be parlaying a Morgan Riley to get a point. And then Matthew Tkachuk has an assist in 5 straight games. So what I would do is I'd parlay Morgan Riley to get a point, Matthew Tkachuk to get an assist, which will be some nice plus money. Both those players have been doing well. And I took the over 6.5 in game one, finished 4-2, frustrating loss with 2 minutes of empty net and no one could score. So
I'm taking a picture
I
of
don't like
this
the
so I can
price.
send it to Tim Earl real quick. I'll just comment. I'm gonna text Tim Earl. Rickett, I'm texting him this picture right now. Tim, if you're in here, Tim's on the Tigers today. We'll get to baseball in a minute, but Tim's on the Tigers. I like the Leafs. To me, it's a desperation play for them, and they have to. I like them in regulation. It's a close game. I think Florida just caught them. I think Toronto in game one was just excited to be there. I don't want to be mean to Leafs fans, but for real, you celebrated. You should have celebrated. You got a little, poo-pooed where I come from. We call that a little woo-woo, a little too much sauce there. And that hangover on the game one there. So I'm thinking I like the Leafs in but the second game of the night, I know you really like the Kraken. I'm on the draw. I don't hate the Kraken in overtime, but I'm going to play the draw in the Kraken Stars game at plus 300. Shop your lines, folks. I mean, you can get it 310, 340. I don't know. It depends on the game. I'm going to play that until the cows come home. That saved me in game one. So how do you feel about the draw? It's brilliant.
Can't talk you off it. It's definitely a good
Plus
look.
350 on Barstool.
Quickly to touch on the Kraken, if anyone didn't see the free pick video that I did, check it out here on the Picks and Parlays YouTube channel. But the Kraken, a plus 188, they continue to move. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
This Kraken team is being underestimated. They were in round one. Now, I want to be completely upfront. I thought Colorado was winning the game one series. I had them winning in 6. So I didn't have it being a blowout like everyone else. Not everyone else, but a lot of people.
Should have been 5. I gave him a gentleman's sweep kind of thing.
But as soon as I saw game 1 and game 2, I switched my tune and I started backing the Kraken. They don't have any expectations. They come to play. And as I talked before, certain teams like Edmonton, for example, have 3 players that are performing in the playoffs right now: Draisaitl, McDavid, and Bouchard.
Right.
They're a 3-player team. Seattle's the complete opposite. They're getting points from throughout the lineup.
Okay.
So that's what I like about the Kraken. I think they're completely being priced incorrectly. Dallas could win this game, and I'm prepared for a loss because Dallas is going to come out here extremely motivated. But this is a price play. It's completely priced incorrectly, in my opinion, and I have to take the Kraken.
All right, I like it. Let's switch gears into the MLB. Terry? What's that, Terry? I'm sorry.
I kind of fancy the Kraken on the puck line. I don't see them getting blown out. I could see it being a competitive game. Well, you like the draw, Lenny. I don't think that's a bad call.
I don't. Either way, I think you find a way to get on the Kraken tonight because I think
Kraken plus 1.5 is kind of like in the middle. Like I'm on Kraken money line. Lenny's on the draw. Kraken plus 1.5 is kind of like in the middle.
Yeah. So you see what we're saying here? We like the Kraken, folks. I'm just saying that's where we're at. That being said, we'll probably all be wrong. I don't know. Let's talk some MLB because we all like some MLB today. Jesse, what do you like in the MLB besides the Tigers already being up in the first inning over the Mets?
Well, that jersey behind Terry. The Blue Jays have lost 3 straight in Boston, but they got Gausman going today. Gausman's coming off back-to-back shutouts, 7-inning shutouts. He struck out 24 batters in 14 innings in his last 2 starts. Last year, Gausman against Boston, 3-0, 2.65 ERA in 6 starts. So those are convincing stats to me. I don't like betting on teams on losing streaks against teams on winning streaks, but I still think Toronto's the better team here. With the pitching matchup, I'll take the Blue Jays as the favorite on the road.
All right, Terry, go ahead. You can jump with joy if somebody likes your Toronto Blue Jays.
I'm not with you. I'm not with you. From what I've seen with the Jays lately, I cannot put my money on them right now. Of course, I want you to win. 100%. I want you to win. For me, it's the over. Yes, Gausman's been excellent. If you take away the Houston start where he gave up 7 earned runs, the start against Detroit where he gave up 3, every other start he hasn't given up an earned run. But this Boston team is smashing righties right now. They're smashing the ball in Fenway Park. I think the total's too low at 8.5. So I'm hoping for Toronto to win. They should be able to smash Bello. 0-2 in 3 starts against Toronto with a 7 ERA. I do expect Toronto to do most of the scoring, but I like the over.
I'm on the over.
I don't think you can count on Bello to go that deep into the game is the thing. Whether he's good or not, he's probably only going to be around for 3 or 4 innings.
Yeah, right.
That's fine. We've seen the bullpens both sides.
Right. I like the over. I just want runs. I mean, I think I'd lean Blue Jays, like Jesse says, but I got a little, cold feet going into making that, and I just thought, well, I think this is more conservative, just taking the over approach. But I don't hate it. I think the Blue Jays. I think they get done, but I do.
They had a lot of errors yesterday that is not unlike them, or that is unlike them. So I could see I see them being much more better, a much better performance in this game.
That's fair. What else we like? Well, the Tigers, by the way, are up 2-0, by the way, because playing the worst team in the National League, the Mets. So I'm just pile on right there. Tim Murrow is having a absolute coronary right now over the Mets pitching staff. JV is trash. Tim, take the caps lock button off. I know you're yelling and you're angry. JV is trash. Mets are trash. Season is over. Can we get some Jet football yet? Oh, because that's going to be better. That's going to be better.
Tim, come on now. Come on.
That's what you want in life, Jets football.
Don't start getting your expectations up,
Tim. You're asking for Jets football? When I start asking for Lions football, somebody put me out my misery. Just put me down, okay? Put me down. Small caliber.
4 weeks into the NFL season, Tim is going to be asking for the Mets to come back.
Oh, listen.
4 weeks into the season,
he's totally.
Rodgers is not the answer.
Who?
Rodgers.
Aaron
Rodgers is not the answer.
There's a lot of baseball. Let me give a quick update real quick. Obviously, Tigers up 2-0, bottom of the first. There's only one out, too, by the way. Justin Verlander. You're pitching for the other team now at Co-America. That's what the thing is. He used to be a Tiger, so now somebody's got to tell him he's not pitching for the Tigers now because he thinks he's pitching batting practice and just throwing him up there. When Javier Baez hits a home run off you, you have velocity problems. Cubs Nationals 0-0, Pirates Rays 0-0, Angels Cardinals 0-0. One game I am intrigued in the same division is the Twins White Sox. And I just want to get you guys' opinion on that. If anybody has thoughts on that, my opinion is I did bet the Twins. I don't want to say I want to. I did. Lopez, Giolito on the mound for the White Sox. Minnesota, I got it like just under minus 130. So like right around there, but it's floating around there. White Sox 6-9 at home. They're just not great, but the problem with the Twins is they get everybody on base and they can't knock anybody in. They're like horrible with runners in scoring position. So I don't know where to go in there, but I did bet the Twins. Somebody make me feel good about that.
I can't sign
great.
For that.
Great, guys. Thanks. Hell of a support system. And nobody likes the Twins either?
I'm looking at that over. I'm looking at the over 7.5. because like if you just look at the two pitchers we have on the mound, Lopez and Giolito, if you just look at those two names, most people would say, okay, an under sounds about right. But if you look at both of their numbers this year, Lopez, since he signed that long-term deal with Minnesota, has been awful. He's been awful. The White Sox have looked good these last few games. I feel like that 7.5 is too low. That's just what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm probably.
But like you said, Twins are not good at scoring guys. So if they're not good at actually scoring runs, then that's going to hurt.
The thing is,
an
for
over.
me too,
So,
I thought about the over. Weather, it's cold everywhere right now. East Coast, West, so like that low 60s, high 50s, cloudy, kind of maybe a little windy weather. So I look at stuff like that in my handicapping, and like I looked at the Tigers game today, and I thought, oh, it's only going to be 58 degrees. It's an early game, so the sun isn't even out yet there. I mean, it's just gray, overcast, cast, kind of cloudy, shitty weather, and the ball might not fly as you know what I mean, as good as it could in warmer days. So I didn't look at a lot of by the way, end of the first inning, 2-0 Tigers. But I'll say this: Justin Verlander starts slow. He probably won't give up another run. So
He's probably only going to go 2 more innings, though.
Well, yeah, because it is his first back, but he's the.
you don't want to overplay him and have him get injured again. I told Tim pre-season, Tim and Nick, I'm like, he's going to get in. The Mets are going to be doomed because of his injuries. Him and Scherzer are going to get hurt. But Scherzer seems like he has issues besides injuries that he has to deal with.
10 years ago. Well, he's got 2 different color eyes. He's a freaking warlock, for Christ's sake. But 10 years ago, 13 years ago, whatever, 10,010, I think it was, when we had both those guys in the starting rotation, to let them go, and then to watch the Tigers fall apart, it's very disappointing. Tony Carpio likes my twin, or not my Twins. Whoa. The Twins today, the Minnesota Twins today is sweep. So I don't see Tony right here, Tony.
But they've lost. Maybe he means he likes them to get swept.
Get swept?
Oh, to get swept.
Yeah,
oh,
because they've lost.
Or do they have a doubleheader today?
No.
No.
But they've lost the other games of the series.
Oh, maybe that's what. All right, damn, Tony.
And that's why I can't sign up with the Twins. Is Chicago's been so bad. Now they've won 3 in a row. They're starting.
They might actually have their shit together.
The momentum is totally shifted, and I don't like to step in the way of momentum.
Yeah, you used to have a saying around here: "Ain't trying to catch a falling knife." You know what I mean? Just stay. There's other games to bet. So, all right. Well, let's get on out of here. Let's plug away. Jesse, I'll let you go first. Plug whatever you got, and then Terry, you can go, and then we'll get on out of here. Jesse, tell them what you got going on at picksandparlays.net, my friend.
I got an early soccer game in the English Premier League going pretty quick. I've got an underdog in Major League Baseball, and I have a play on the Game 2 Lakers-Warriors. So, yeah.
I like that. You got a little bit of everything. Tim Earle's trying to get me into soccer. He's been soccering, as we call it. We're making fun of him for soccering. But he's actually making money. I don't think he knows what he's doing. He's strictly playing the numbers for sure. I don't even know if he knows. I keep asking him when he tells me what he's betting on, where's that team located? And he just keeps saying not the United States. So, because he's just playing the numbers and it's working out for him. So hats off to him. But, I just wanted to mention that. I don't know. I'm just messing with Tim. Terry, what do you got going on over at picksandparlays.net, my friend?
Lenny, I hope it's okay if I do this, but I actually just wanted to share a screenshot of the site.
Son of a bitch, Terry.
If that's okay.
Fine, take the
show.
Well,
since me and Jesse are both here.
Yeah,
I thought, let's show
both on the leaderboards.
So, me and Jesse here last 30 days.
I see you guys.
2 and number 3.
Okay.
All right.
We got to get that ASA guy out.
Thought I'd bring that up. But that's the site for everybody. Picks and parlays.
Lee at ASA, if you guys know him, he's a cool dude. He's pretty cool. You did.
Yeah,
he
I
helped
hope
me
it's
out.
okay I did that, but I just wanted to show.
No,
yeah,
absolutely.
things have
And
been going well.
honestly, I should. It's easier. I should do that. Yeah, I always forget that I can actually.
Yeah.
I forget about our leaderboards. It's the most transparent. Transparency is the key here. Yeah, I don't care where you buy picks from. I don't care where you get picks from, folks. Like, do your homework. Don't get them from some rinky-dink guy on the internet pitching, whatever. It's like, check your
Yeah, it's
research.
good to have the numbers there.
Right.
Like, obviously we don't control the numbers whatsoever. It's done by the computer system. So completely out of our control, which is good. I know I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but
No.
I know there's a lot of cappers that have spreadsheets and stuff, but that things can be edited and stuff. So I'm just glad to have this site where
You wouldn't believe how many guys on Instagram are hitting 80%. It's
Oh
amazing.
my God. Just go to
Those
TikTok
guys
or Instagram.
Those guys almost never lose.
I mean,
Yeah.
they don't lose. I don't. And you should be very welcome that they're giving you this money for free. Apparently, we should all.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I love it when some people are just like, "Oh, it's just for me, it's the." And again, we're not knocking anybody here. This isn't a shot at one particular person. It's just the industry that we're in. Some people out there, I always laugh when it's their max 5 million stars whale play of the year. Like, there's never going to be another, a bankroll, just bet the house on it type situation. And it's January 3rd. And like, so that's your bet of the year. It's January 3rd. Like,
or you get that bet and it's a minus 600.
Huh? Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, this is the best play of the
my
year,
favorite,
and
too.
then it's like a minus 600 favorite or something.
Somebody, and Terry knows exactly who I'm talking about on the internet, will give out tonight the Leafs and the Stars as their premium plays. And then they will max five unit, whatever, parlay them, this and that. And I don't think there's any value on minus 200.
I think a lot of guys are going to be giving out the Leafs and the Stars.
Yeah.
Not just somebody, but a whole slew of guys.
Right.
Tons of guys.
We all like the Kraken in some way, shape, or form, whether it's plus a goal and a half, the draw, or straight up on the money line. We all like that. So, I mean, and we're just the other way. So, I mean, sometimes people, I laugh at it. I feed into it. I'm what my wife likes to call a professional shit stirrer. I just get in there and I stir that pot up, and I'm the guy that comments on those Twitter posts, and I'm like, oh, this is a banger. This can't lose. Locks. When somebody tells me they have a lock, I send them a picture of a purse. Just a handbag, So that's going to do it for Bet Web Repeat, though. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Don't forget, if you're looking for 2 of our premium handicappers, picksandparlays.net. Use this promo code MLB. Save yourself 20% off the entire site. Don't forget about the new Picks and Parlay app as well. It's downloadable. I don't know if that's a word, but you can download it on all the internet platforms, Google, Android, Apple, whatever you got, Mint Mobile. Go Wrexham. I don't know. You're the soccer guy, Jesse. If you watch the Ryan Reynolds on Hulu show with where he bought the Wrexham thing?
I mean, I saw the story on the internet, but that's like lower leagues.
I know, but it's a feel-good.
It's already a chore for me, Lenny. I'm following the Premier League, the Spanish League, the German Bundesliga, Champions League, all the international competitions, and the MLS. And then you're going to ask me to like second tier, third tier English leagues. There's no way I can do that.
Yeah. I know there is a lot of soccer, right? I mean, I watching that show, I'm a visual learner. Okay. That's just how I am. But the way they broke down like the soccer pyramid of life, basically, in the leagues and how you get promoted and demoted and whatever, like, I love that. I want to figure out a way to implement that into American sports. Like, I know you can't, and old white money won't let that happen. I'm just going to say it out loud, folks. That's probably bad, but all these people that own all these sports franchises, they're not going to let that happen. You're going to tell me?
I mean, that would be awesome, eh, Lenny? If like the Tigers and the Lions got relegated every year.
The Tigers, they would have got what is it? Delegated? That's the term.
Relegated, yeah.
Demoted, whatever, kicked down probably.
The Pistons. the Pistons would get relegated.
Man, I don't know if you have a team in the major leagues on all four sports. I mean, the Wings.
I guess the Lions did well enough to avoid relegation, but the Wings and the Tigers and the Pistons would all be gone.
Yeah, we would have got promoted last year, and then I don't know, man. That shit's all bad. But that's all flip phone. What? Jesse, Japanese soccer is where it's at. Jeez. Rickett likes himself. Yeah. He also bets KBO. So I mean, we'll tell you, but he knows his shit. That's gonna do it for Bet Win Repeat, though. I appreciate you guys coming on, both of you, as always. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be back. Bet Win Repeat will be back with Tim and Nick I think are on tomorrow. So a little game time decision reunion. And Terry and Jesse will be back next Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern. We'll see you guys on the next one. Good luck.